New boys Ryan McLaren and Ryan Stevenson both helped Hampshire to a dominant position at the halfway stage of their LV County Championship match at the Emirates Durham International Cricket Ground. Honours were even at the start of the second morning, with the visitors resuming their first innings on 77 for 3 after reducing their host to 213. Will Smith and Liam Dawson carefully moved that total into 3 figures, taking their partnership for the 4th wicket to 58 before it was broken. Having done the hard work, Dawson on 25 was then out as he tried to take on John Hastings, who'd replaced the rather luckless Graham Onions. Smith followed in the Australians' next over, also by going on the attack, top-edging his pull shot to Chris Rushworth. Smith departed for 38 at 110 for 5. So the game was back in the balance at this point, but Sean Irvine and Adam Wheater then came together to just nudge their side ahead with a stand of 48 for the 6th wicket. This was the kind of fight so necessary if Hampshire are going to avoid the drop back into the 2nd division. As it was to turn out, this was to be a day where their chances of survival were helped appreciably. Onions, who consistently beat the bat, was finally rewarded when he had Wheater LBW for 25, with the score on 158 for 6 and the deficit standing at 55. There followed a very big moment, not just for Hampshire but also for their fellow strugglers, as Gordon Mutchell, not for the first time in this innings, let a good chance slip through his fingers to give Irvine a life. Irvine had been joined at the crease by McLaren, and these two were able to add 47 more runs for the 7th wicket to at last put one of these two teams on top. McLaren had made a very impressive debut for the county on day 1 in taking 4 for 60 with the ball, and he was now scoring some very valuable runs for his team. The choice to sign him was looking to be a very good one. But Hampshire were still 8 runs behind when, on 30, McLaren had his stumps rearranged by Hastings. Gareth Bird came in and was dropped by Collingwood. A life he didn't make the most of, as he then nicked Hastings to Scott Borthwick after scoring only a single. But Hampshire then moved into the lead before Irvine went for a big shot and was bowled for 47 by James Whale, who had his maiden first-class wicket in his 2nd match. The visitors' lead stood at only 6 runs when their last pair came together. It was time for Stevenson to shine on his debut. He struck the ball really well, every one of his boundaries increasing a lead at a ground where small advantages can still be so important. He may not have managed a wicket on day 1, but his 30 runs here were becoming absolutely crucial for his team. Fidel Edwards backed the youngster up well and even took a ball on the body to try to keep the innings going. 42 runs were added for the last wicket, and then Stevenson thumped Rushworth out to Whale, who had just dropped Edwards. Hampshire had a 2nd batting bonus point and a lead of 38 runs after getting to 251. And before that deficit had been knocked off, Durham had lost 3 batsmen. Jack Burnham edged McLaren to Dawson after making 8. Mark Stoneman drove Edwards off a thick outside edge to Smith to go for 14, while Borthwick chopped McLaren to the same fielder, a wicket which left Durham on 34 for 3 and in danger of losing at home for the 4th match in a row. Their lead was at only 18 when Edwards got one through Michael Richardson to send him on his way for 8. And that left it to Mutchell and Collingwood to somehow push the score along. They battled hard in adding 42 runs for the 5th wicket, but the visitors were not finished yet, as they looked to finish off a very good day for them strongly. McLaren grabbed his 7th wicket of the match by trapping Collingwood in front for 37. And after Mutchell had taken the total into 3 figures in getting to 32, he then gave Edwards his 6th success of this contest, offering Smith a 3rd catch in the gully region. Ryan Pringle and Whale saw out the remaining time before bad light took the players off, with Durham on 126 for 6, and that has them only 88 runs ahead.